Hey guys, welcome back to Curiosity Data Analytics. Today we're going to review the last Streamlit release, which is Streamlit 1.42. So if you're interested to see the new features, just keep on watching. All right, so first thing we're going to look at in this update is actually a very important new feature. So st.login allows the integration of a login process directly into a Streamlit app. So this component works with what we call an OpenID connector provider. So we can think of Google, Microsoft, or Apple. So essentially connecting your Streamlit app to an account for a more personalized user experience. So setting up the login process is fairly easy to implement. So here I am using the ST experimental user component to first verify if a user is already logged into the OpenID connector provider. And if not, well, I am displaying a login button and calling the st.login component. So this is what actually you see here. So when I click on this button here, it will redirect me to a Google login page so that I can log in with a Google account. Now you may ask why Google? Well, it is only because I set it up this way in the underlying configs, which I am going to show you in just a moment. Once I'm going to be logged in, the is logged in attribute from the st experimental user object will now be set to true. And then I will be displaying a log out button. Also, since now I'm logged in, I can access to some information about my Google account. And this is what I'm going to be displaying here in a Markdown component. So I'm going to be extracting the uh, account picture, the username, and the email. So let's try it out. So if I click on the login, the Google login page appears, and then I can log in onto my Google account. And as I just mentioned, when I'm logged in, I can extract some information from my Google account. So I'm saying here hello with the Google username and saying the mention you have successfully logged in with the Google email. So to have this login process correctly working, you have to create a secret STML file containing the following information. Now, of course, these attributes can vary depending on the OpenID connector provider you choose to use. But here's an example with a Google login. So you have a redirect URI, which is going to be the localhost link. You will have to create a cookie secret and also provide a client ID as well as a client secret. And then since we're using Google, the server meta URL will be this one here. Now to get your client ID and client secret, you have to go on Google Cloud Console and create a new project. So here I'm logged in onto the Google Cloud platform. I have already created a project, but if you want to create a new project, you just have to do so here and create new project like so here. So if I go back and go here, I have created the Streamlit login project. Now, once you have the project created, you have to go on to APIs and services. Once there, you go on to the OAuth consent screen tab. In here, you have to make sure that the user type is set to external. And then you go on to the credentials tab. Now, as you can see here, I already have created the OAuth client ID here, but you will have to create one for yourself. So to do so, you have to go on to create credentials and then OAuth client ID. So as for the application type, you're going to go to web application. You're going to give it a name, and then you're going to go down to authorize redirect URIs and add URI. Now here you just have to copy paste the localhost link that we had in the toml file, and then you click on create. Now once it's created, you will have your client ID and client secret that you can copy and paste into your secrets toml file. Now back to your Streamlit app. Once you have set up your secrets toml file correctly with the Google Cloud provider, the login process should work correctly. Now, just one last thing, you need to install the authlib Python libraries for the Streamlit app to run correctly. The second item on the list of this update is the support of Markdown within both the table and image components. So as you can see here, previously when we displayed a table in Streamlit, we didn't have much control on the text format of the values when using st.table. But now with Streamlit 1.42, it is now possible to add Markdown code to format the values. So here I have added some Markdown stuff to have a blue background for the stock column. Same thing with the sector column with some colors and emojis. As for the st.image, it's basically the same thing. For the caption parameter, you can add some Markdown within the caption text to have some formatted text here. Next, we have this new parameter in the st.spinner component. So if you want to have a widget that displays a timer to show how much time some process has been going on, you can do so with the show time parameter set to true. So previously, if I had some task to run, we had the widget but no timer. But with this new parameter here, if I run a task, you can see that there is a timer. Next on the list is again a new parameter, but this time in the st.code component. It allows to set a specific height to a code chunk we want to display. So here, this is without the parameter, and this is with a height of 100. As you can see, it also adds a scroll bar to scroll through the code. Last item that I wanted to show you is these following changes in the st.dataframe component. So first, you can now drag and drop columns in your data frame to rearrange them in the way that you want. So if I wanted to have the sector column before the stock column, I can do so by just drag and dropping the column. They also added a widget to be able to sort each column in a ascending or descending way. And lastly, a pin unpin toggle to be able to pin a specific column so that when you scroll a large data frame from left to right, the column stays in place for better readability. So yeah, that concludes the new features from the Streamlit 1.42 update. If you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.